Mr. Ghosn, thank you very much for being with TheStreet.com. I appreciate that.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Right behind us is the new Nissan Maxima. Can you tell us a little bit about when it comes to market in the United States and what it means for the US market, please?
Well, it will come to the market, start on sales in June, so it's a couple of months. You know, this is one of the most known nameplate of Nissan, Maxima. This is the 8th generation car. I would say, to summarize our offer today, it's a longer, lower, lighter car than before with a 3.5 liter V6 300 horsepower car. So it's a real 4-door sport sedan. We improved also the fuel efficiency, 30 miles per gallon on a highway, which is 15% better than the previous car. And there are a lot of features to make life on board very pleasant, comfortable, particularly in terms of acoustics, and also in terms of safety. There are a lot of devices that we added to the car. So when you want to drive, particularly in a sporty way, it's very comfortable and also it's very safe. One feature, for example, we have a kind of driver alert. When the car detects some drowsiness of driving, it alerts you that it's time to take a coffee pause. You know, these kind of things help you driving the car feel more comfortable, and also if you're not driving the car but your loved one is driving the car, to feel better about it.
Can you tell us a little bit now about how the US market looks to you?
You know, we're bullish on the US market. We're not as bullish as most of our competitors because our forecast for the year is probably one of the lowest growth for 2015. We still think the market is going to be up around 1 to 2%. While the US market have seen a great recovery for the last years, I think it's going to stabilize a little bit. Not because there is something wrong with the US economy, but unfortunately around the US economy things are not going very well. So bullish on the US with a moderate growth this year in a global environment which is going to be growing, but not too much, maximum 1%, because beside the great stories, US growth, China growth, India growth, Europe recovery, there are still some distressed market. Japan is going to be down 10% this year. Russia is going to be down 30% this year. Brazil is going to be down between 10 and 15%. So there are still a lot of big markets struggling.
Tell us a little bit about the progress at Infiniti. Of course, Nissan is putting great thought and capital efforts behind the progress of Infiniti. You have a new head of Infiniti, Roland Kruger, who was recruited from BMW. Can you tell us a little bit about how Infiniti is doing in your view?
Well, for the year 2014, we had seen a progress of our sales, obviously, and we are forecasting another growth of Infiniti in the year 2015. Roland is obviously reviewing all the plans of Infiniti. We have a very long road in front of us. Infiniti is a huge opportunity for Nissan. Basically, we have today less than 3% market share of the premium market globally, and we think with all the investments we're doing, we ought to be aiming much more at 10%. Obviously, it's going to take some time. With premium, you have to be more patient than with the rest of the segments. But I'm very confident that we'll get there because I think we have now a very competent team leading the brand. Some of the cars we have launched have been very successful on the market. We have new cars coming addressing the segment of the premium market which is growing the most, particularly the smaller segment, and particularly in the case of Europe with diesel engines. A lot of things going on in Infiniti. We just want to make sure that we are aligning everything together in order to make the strong growth in the market.
I know that you have made the point many times in the past that the bet for Renault Nissan Alliance is in Russia is a long-term bet. That is to say, you don't plan to react on a short-term basis to what's going on there. But you are also a world leader, someone who's very well-versed in politics and economics. Can you tell us what you think is your best guess for how long it's going to take to resolve the standoff between the West and Russia, and how you think it may be resolved?
Well, look, today Russia is one of our major markets. We have 35% market share in Russia between Lada, Renault, and Nissan. And we said from the beginning, our ambition is to have, on a sustainable way, 40% market share of the Russian market, and we're acting in function of that. Today the market is challenging, not only because it's decreasing, it's shrinking, but also because of the weakness of the ruble, which is putting a heavy burden on all car makers, because nobody is really very well localized in Russia. But this is an opportunity for us to push our localization efforts, and also to make sure that we are bringing to Russia the market that the Russian people want. Obviously, some of our competitors, as you know, are getting out of the market, which is going to make our life easier. And we're getting ready for the recovery. The problem is when the recovery is going to come. I don't think it's going to be on the short term. I think 2015 is going to be challenging. We may have another challenging year in 2016. I don't think the price of oil are going to remain where they are for a very long period of time. So this is the first solution to one of the hurdles facing the Russian economy. And frankly, I think around the crisis around Ukraine, common sense will prevail. Russia is a big partner of Europe. This is where the things are going to have to be solved. So I would say nothing good for the short term, but I'm pretty confident that in the mid-long term, things will sort out. And in this case, Russia will rebound very strongly. I mean, the Russian market has a long history of abrupt decline and very strong rebound. So we had the abrupt decline, we're looking, and we want to be ready for the strong rebound.
Can you tell us a little bit about a very intriguing photograph that appeared in the last week in the trade press of a Mercedes pickup truck? And I think everyone was intrigued by this because it kind of points to perhaps broader cooperation between Daimler and the Renault Nissan Alliance about pickup trucks, and where that might work for you either in the United States or overseas. Can you tell us a little bit of your thinking? Because we know that Daimler and the Alliance have gotten closer together on luxury cars, for instance, and it would make a lot of business sense, it seems, for them to get together on pickup trucks.
Look, I think this is more a question for Dieter than for me, because he made the announcement. I didn't make any announcement. This being said, as you know, we have a very fruitful partnership going on, and if there is any request from his part, we would be ready to address any need from Daimler. I think cooperation with Daimler is going very well, based on each company need and each company interest. And again, if it was a request from Daimler, we will certainly reconsider. But it's more a question for him than for me.
But do you think in general it would be a good idea to broaden cooperation between
I think any area where we can find a win-win case is a good area. That mean, and frankly, with Dieter, we have absolutely no taboo, no question we shouldn't ask or subject we should not bring to the table. Put everything on the table. We don't answer yes to everything. From time to time, we discard, for many reasons, some cooperations. But in that case, they have made an announcement that they're going to go in the pickup truck, and they have to make a decision about they want to do it by themselves, they want to cooperate with somebody. I mean, I cannot tell you more than that.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Carlos Ghosn, CEO of the Renault Nissan Alliance. Thank you for being with us at TheStreet.com.
Thank you.